Hello everybody, and welcome back to more Yu-Gi-Oh! Dynasty series deck profiles. It's me, Cooper, and the other character that will be appearing in our first Duelist Kingdom Dynasty series will be Mako Tsunami, a character that appeared out of nowhere in the show and was actually one of the coolest characters ever. He didn't really cheat, honestly. I mean, yeah, he dueled Yugi by the ocean, which gave him an advantage, but he didn't really cheat. He didn't do anything. He didn't really do anything too bad.
What a swell guy.
I like that he doesn't wear a shirt.
Hey, yeah. Ah, holy on a sandwich.
Honestly, compared to most of the characters in the show. So I'm going to give him a pass. I think compared to other characters, they were worse. Looking at his deck, though, his ace monster is obviously the Legendary Fisherman. A card fashioned after himself or his father. I can't really remember which. But, the Legendary Fisherman is a very interesting monster. It is a 1 tribute monster with 1850 attack, which in this series is not the worst. Having that little 50 attack beats out a lot of other people's monsters like the Root Kaiser, Garuzis, Ancient Tool. I mean, there's a lot of people with 1800 tribute monsters, so the fact that he could just barely beat that is actually kind of nice. Now, its other effect is what makes it interesting. Its other effect is that if Umi is on the field, it is unaffected by spell cards. That means Dark Hole can't kill it. Freaking Shield and Sword won't affect it. Umi technically doesn't affect it, and it cannot be targeted for an attack. Your opponent can still attack you directly, but you will never lose your guy unless they get rid of your Umi. So technically, a Legendary Fisherman can be seen as one of the unkillable monsters from back in the day, and its effect of being able to not be targeted for attack but let your opponent attack you directly instead is very, very exclusive back then. It's super rare to see something like that, making his ace monster one of the most interesting cards you can find. Now, if we were to go into his rare cards, I kind of had to pull this one out of my ass, and maybe he didn't really use it in Duelist Kingdom, but he should have, and this card should be represented by him. Maybe he did use it, I don't know. The trap card, Oriental Tribute, will be the rare card given to him in this tournament. Oriental Tribute is one of the best old rare cards there are. TT is amazing. It's literally when your opponent or you summons a monster onto the field, you could flip this card face up and blow up all monsters on the field. This is his trap version of Dark Hole, but it only can be activated during a summon, which is going to happen most likely in this series, because who the hell's not going to summon? Everybody's got monsters to summon since they're all basically normal monsters. So Oriental Tribute's going to have a major effect in his deck. Now there's a reason he only has one rare card showing, and it's a bullshit card that I had to make up. He's got nothing. Alright folks, I ain't messing with you. He's got nothing for me to talk about. It's almost a Rex Raptor situation. This guy's got nothing in terms of rare spells or traps or monster effects. I guess a Legendary Fisherman's effect can be considered rare. That's about it. So let's go ahead and move on to the stats. Mako Tsunami's attack stat is average. Yeah, it's not bad. Now, the reason it's not bad is because it's not good. And this is why. Most of his monsters are okay. They have around 1200 attack. But he has some shining lights in his deck. That would be his tribute monster, the Kaiushin, at 1800 attack. That's actually pretty doable. He's also got 7 colored fish at 1800 attack. That's really good for a one. This is his Legion. And he has Giant Red Sea Snake. Again, these monsters are his Legion. That is really good. But that's it. His strongest card in his deck is the Legendary Fisherman at 1850. Normally, I would give a person that has a Legion in their deck, which is 7 card fish and Giant Red Sea Snake, a way higher attack stat, but I can't. Because that's the best he has to offer. He doesn't have a tribute monster waiting in the wings with 2200, 2400 attack like Red Eyes or something. He's got nothing. It's just the Legendary Fisherman. It's just Kaiushin. It's just 7 card fish and freaking Giant Red Sea Snake. He's got nothing in terms of attack. So if he was just to attack basic monsters and not let his opponent tribute summon, because he already got out his 18 beaters, and most people can't beat 18 beaters, they have to be lucky enough to have 2000 defense point monsters in their deck, but he does have Umi and equip spells, so he can get over that still. he can win duels that way. But if he lets his opponent tribute summon, he's going to get overpowered pretty easily. So that's why his attack's in the middle. It's a very confusing thing where it's like, wow, he has some really good cards. 1800 attack is amazing for a non-tribute monster. Oh shit, his best monster is 1850. That's okay. His attack stat can't be very high. So moving on to his defense stat, it's actually pretty good. The reason is because his average defense monster is really freaking solid. It's like Fiend Kraken at 1400 is not bad. Jellyfish at 1500 is right on the average. He's got himself an Island Turtle at 2000. That's mostly from me, but still. He's got an Island Turtle at 2000, which is incredible. Having a 2000 defense point monster in your deck does set you apart from some other people in the series and gives you a good advantage against them when you need to tribute summon. You just can't really do much with the tribute summons. Plus, I gave him an extra point of defense because he runs Torrential Tribute, which can clear out the whole field. So that's freaking amazing. Other than that, that's all I got to talk about for his defense stat. Like I said, he doesn't really have that many special cards. So let's move on to his speed stat, and that's where we get into some problems. So he's got no special cards. He has no search potential in this deck. Zero. Absolutely zero. He can clear the field in one go with Torrential Tribute, so that's like a little point in speed. An 1800 beater can sweep the opponent's deck if they only get their weak cards. Like, hey, I'm fighting Yugi. All he's drawing is Beaver Warriors and Celtic Guardians. Okay, I beat him. I beat him because I drew my 7-card fish early. Oh, I beat him because I drew this early. And then I got to Tribute for Legendary Fisherman. So yeah, his speed is not good. It's so reliant on just like 1 or 2 cards in his deck. And he has no search potential, so I can't give him anything. He's lucky he's not a lower speed stat. If he didn't have 1800 beaters and 2000 and the Torrential Tribute, I would have given him like a 1 speed stat. But this is that's it. That's it, guys. I'm sorry. I can't give him much else. But let's move on to Mako Tsunami's brick stat, and that is he also joins in the little brick section. He's just a little brick, not too much, but a little. And the reason he's a little brick is because he runs multiple copies of 5-star monsters like his Kairyu-Shin. He has Octoburster. He has Spike Seadra. He has obviously 3 copies of Legendary Fisherman, which could brick up his deck. But he has so many other monsters that are just normal summons that are easy, like 7-card fish, Great White, Jellyfish, all that kind of stuff. So he's not going to have to worry about breaking too often. It could happen. It could happen. Maybe he gets Umi, equip spells, and a Legendary Fisherman, so he ends up bricking. So there's a little brick chance. Going in to his potential, though, for winning. Any person that gets Mako Tsunami, your potential of winning this tournament is a 2. I almost gave him a 2.5. I was very close to giving him a most average stat, but I couldn't. I couldn't do it. His boss monster has 1850 attack. That's the strongest card in his deck. I couldn't give him more than 2 stars. This man is going to get overpowered. Yes, he has 18 beaters in his deck, and that's amazing in this time period, but he's going to get overpowered real quick. Torrential Tribute might save him, so that's where a star comes from. Legendary Fisherman's interesting effect, that's where a star comes from. That's about it. I got nothing else to say about this man. He does not have much back in Duel's Kingdom, but I wish anybody luck that gets him. He's still pretty much, he's got a chance of winning. That's why I gave him 2. He's not like, oh god, I'm going to get my ass kicked like Weevil. He's actually got a good chance of winning thanks to his equip spells, thanks to his monsters, Legendary Fisherman's interesting effect, thanks to his 18 beaters, thanks to Torrential Tribute. So guys, that's going to be it. I want to thank you all for watching. I wish any of my friends luck, or myself luck, if we get Mako Tsunami. Either way, see you in the next deck profile, or in the duel. Bye-bye.